Alright guys, now before this video begins, if you guys are enjoying all the AFL content that I'm putting out on this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And also, if you don't want to miss an upload, make sure to turn on notifications on this channel. I really appreciate all the support that this channel has been getting this year. It has been great to see. Also, make sure to follow my socials in the links in the description below. And if you like this video, make sure to press the like button as well if you want to. It's completely up to you. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Catch ya. Alright guys, what's going on? And welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my round 15 AFL tips for the 2024 AFL Premiership season. Now before we do that, we're going to have a look and see how I did back in round number 14. So let's do that first of all. All right, back in round number 14, I got a total of 5 out of 6 tips last round in round number 14. The only tip that I got incorrect was the Richmond tip. I really thought that the Tigers were going to be up and about for Dusty's 300th, but they really weren't. And the Hawks actually won by a fair margin in the end. So that is the only tip that I got incorrect. Every other tip, you can see it's green. I got every other tip correct. So it was a pretty good round for me. That one, 5 out of 6. I feel like a lot of people got 5 out of 6, but I don't know. Where that has me in my own tipping competition, I'm currently in 23rd spot, or equal 23rd spot. And I have a total points tally of 73 points. And like I said before, I got a total of 5 out of 6 tips in round number 14. In first spot, again, we have Yusuf, who I believe was in first spot last round. He keeps his rank, or they keep their rank at the top. And they also got a total of 5 out of 6 tips last round. And Yusuf is on a total of 83 points in total. But yeah, that's how everything looks in my tipping comp currently. And that's how I did last round in round number 14. So let's take a look and see what my tips are for round number 15 of the 2024 AFL Premiership season. Anyway, so kicking off this beautiful round of footy, round number 15, we have got a big, juicy, spicy matchup. We've got the Blues taking on the Cats tonight at the MCG. Excuse me. Well, I think both teams are, both teams are coming off a bye. The last games that these two played, well, the Cats, they got beaten by 30 points against the Swans, and the Blues, they won by 26 points over the Bombers on King's Birthday Eve. So that is the last two results the last result that these two teams have separately had. Should be a very interesting game, this one. I feel like it's going to be a close encounter. Last time they played earlier in the season, the Cats got the job done, but I vividly remember that the Blues were sort of fighting back. They got into a position where they could have won the game, but the Cats kicked a goal in the end and put the game to bed and got the Chockies. Yeah, it should be an interesting game. I mean, the Cats, they normally play very well at the G and against Carlton as well in general. But I think Carlton, with the way that they're playing at the moment, it's some good footy. It's some exciting footy to watch. And I think Carlton will be a little bit too good for the Cats. You can take it either way. The Cats, they normally perform very well against the Blues. But I think just with the way that the Blues are playing at the moment, Jesus, I think they'll be a little bit too good for the Cats. So I'm going to be backing in the Blues. I think it's going to be very close, so I'm going to go the Blues by a margin of 10 points over the Cats. Next up, we move on to the first Saturday game. We've got the Power taking on the Lions at the Adelaide Oval. The Power, they're coming off a 22-point loss to the hands of the Giants. The Lions are coming off a 20-point win against the Saints. So the Lions are coming into this game with a win, the Power with a loss. Another very interesting matchup. You know, both teams play a very different style of footy. It is at the Adelaide Oval as well, and you know, the crowd really gets behind the Power at the Adelaide Oval, obviously being their home ground. So yeah, you know, the Power, they're going to have the home ground advantage, but I feel like the Lions, week by week, they're sort of growing in confidence, and I feel like they're going to win this game and grow their confidence even further. So I'm going to be backing in the Lions to beat the Power in this game. It can really go either way, this one. It is at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide tend to play well at home, but I feel like the Lions, they're building a little bit. They're not at their 100% best yet, but they're building a little bit. So I'm going to be backing in the Lions to beat the Power in this one. Should be a good one though. Next up, we've got the Giants taking on the Swans at NG Stadium. The Giants are coming off a 22-point win over the Power. The Swans, they're coming off a whopping 42-point win against the Adelaide Crows. I mean, Adelaide, they took it to the Swans throughout patches of that game. But the Swans, they're just in some terrific form. They're on top of the ladder for a reason. They're such a good club this season. They're playing some terrific footy. They've got the talent in every position. So yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for the Giants. They played earlier in the season. The Swans got the Chockies. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than it was earlier in the season, but I think the same result's going to happen. I'm backing in the Swans to beat the Giants in this one. I do think it's going to be a little bit tighter though than it was earlier in the season. Like I said before, yeah, I still see the same result happening with the way that the Swans are playing at the moment and just in this season in general compared to how the Giants have been going this season. I feel like the Giants have been a little bit up and down compared to the Swans. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Swans to beat the Giants in this one. Next up, we move on to the last Saturday game of the round. Oh no, it's the last one. We've got Melbourne taking on North Melbourne, the battle of the Melbournes. Melbourne, well, they had the bye last round, but the game that they played before the bye was against my Pies, and they got done by a margin of 38 points, I believe. North Melbourne, their last game was also against my Pies, and they got done by a 1-point margin. But, you know, they had a very good lead in that game, so hopefully they can bring confidence from that game. You know, they should hopefully bring a lot of confidence from that game, knowing that they can take it up to very good teams. It's going to be a tough ask for them, but, you know, the D's, they're not really looking that confident at the moment. They're not really in form. They got done by the Dockers in Alice Springs, and then they got beaten by my Pies before the bye. So hopefully they fixed up a few things in that, during the bye, but I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, and I feel like you know what I'm going to say right now, but I reckon North Melbourne can, you know, sprinkle a little bit of magic in this round and somehow find a way to get the job done in this game. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going for a very shocking tip this round. I'm going North Melbourne to beat Melbourne at the MCG. Now, I know that may look stupid considering last year North Melbourne got done by 100 points at the G by the Demons, but the D's, they're just not looking themselves at the moment. They're lacking a bit of confidence. And I feel like North Melbourne, if they can take all the positives from last game against us, they could get the win in this game. Obviously, you know, improve on the negatives as well. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but I can see North Melbourne causing a major upset and beating the D's in this game. So yeah, I'm backing in the Roos for this one. Then we move on to the two Sunday games. The first Sunday game, we've got Essendon taking on West Coast. The Bombers, well, I think both teams are coming off a bye, yes, but the last game that the Bombers played, they got done by 26 points against the Blues, and the last game that the Eagles played, they also got done, but it was only by 9 points against North Melbourne. Should be an okay game, this one, but we all know the record that the Eagles have away. It's not very good, and they're coming up against a very decent Bombers side. All this talk about, the Bombers, here comes the Bombers downfall and whatever. I don't think it's there. I really don't think it's there, and I don't think it will start from this game either. I know a lot of people thought it was going to start after they lost to the Blues, but I don't think they're going to lose this game. I think they're going to go all right in this game, the Bombers. Like I said before, the Eagles' away record this season isn't that great. and I don't think they're going to get a win here either, the Eagles away from home. I think the Bombers will be too good at home and get the chocolates in this one, so I'm backing the Bombers in this one. And the last game of the round is Fremantle taking on the Gold Coast Suns. Fremantle are coming off that very heavy 10-goal defeat to the hands of the Dogs, and the Gold Coast Suns, well, they had the bye last round, but their last game was a 3-point loss to the hands of the Saints. It's a very interesting matchup, this one. You know, the Dockers, they're up and down this season. Are they good? Are they bad? It's a hard question to answer right now. I think this is going to be a relatively close game. I can see whoever wins this game winning it by like somewhere between 10 and 15 points. I think it's going to be close, but I feel like at home, the Dockers, they play very well in front of their home fans. And they give a bit of an entertainment, you know, a bit of a show towards their home fans whenever they play at home. I think it's going to be close, this one though, but I think the Dockers will get the job done over the Suns. It's one of those games where I can see myself changing the tip maybe last second, but at the moment, I feel like at home, the Dockers should get the job done in front of the Purple Haze. It's sort of the same as the Eagles story. The Suns away, they just can't seem to get the job done. They sort of almost had it against the Saints, and you all know what happened in that game. The 50-50 free kick. Max King, he still had to kick it, and he did. And the Suns, you know, they couldn't pick up a win away from home. They almost did. Could this be the game that they get a win away from home? Maybe. I could see it happening, but I feel like the Dockers at home, they've just been very decent at home this year. So I'm going to be backing in the Dockers to beat the Suns in this one, but it could go really either way. But yeah, those are my tips done and dusted for this round. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, cheers guys for watching. If you've got a surprise tip of your own that maybe could happen, or maybe you think could happen this round, leave it in the comments below. But yeah, those are my tips done and dusted. Let me know what you guys think of my tips. And yeah, cheers.